Hey, Lord of the Rings strategy battle game fans out there. Roman Daisel here. Got another package from Games Workshop. Gonna open it up and share it with you guys. I've already split the box. I was finally able to go to the store and use my 60 bucks. And I have the Grim Hammers from The Hobbit. Something I've been wanting to get for a long time, and I'm surprised I never did, because as a kid, when I read The Hobbit, watched the Hobbit movie, and later read the Lord of the Rings and saw the Ralph Bakshi version of Lord of the Rings, I always loved the dwarves. I've been a dwarf for Halloween before. I just loved it. Loved dwarves for some reason, and for some reason I got the Grim Hammers. I thought they were really cool in Peter Jackson's world, and a unique take on what dwarven armies look like. Now I pay $67.80, so $60 for the actual game, $70 or $7 and $7.80 for the taxes. Taxes kill you in Canada. I wish it had been in the original box. That would have been even cooler, but it is what it is. Nothing special on the backside either, so I wish they put at least an original picture of what the Grim Hammers look like. You get your stands. I got so many of these things. I have so many extras of those. And you get them on 2 sprues. They are plastic, pretty lightweight. And I imagine they come in your typical 8 different poses. So there's 24 of these guys. And they all have what are called mattocks, which are basically a hammer, a long 2-handed hammer with a spike on the end of the hammer part and another spike at the end of the handle. So which obviously gives the dwarven mining experience in terms of warfare. These things were heavily armored, and they were pretty dark looking. Pretty badass. This one guy's got a hatchet too, so they would have some throwing hatchets as well. So you got to put the arms on these guys. So it looks like there's 12 different poses. Let me rephrase that. There were 12 different poses. I thought there were only 8, but there's 12, and because there's only 2 hatchet guys here. So we're going to paint them up eventually. I've been a little slow on painting stuff. And we'll make them look really cool. It'll be a cool addition to my army. Alright, so I have my Grim Hammers all painted up. It took me a long time to get into this. Months actually. I just got tired of painting so much. And these got put on hold for a long time. But eventually I went through and got them all painted up. I went online and found a site that told me how to paint these. They gave me tips anyway on shading and everything. Multi-layer, so I tried that. I gave them a priming. I primed them, gave them a base coat, and then a layer. So I did a little more work on these guys than normal. It did turn out well. I like the fact that you can adjust the arms to whatever you want, so they're not quite all the same. And I also did the extra step and made them a little more unique. I gave these guys almost like yellow beards, or very light brown. These guys were more of the black beards, brown beards, and then blue-gray beards over here. Just to give different family groups. Because you remember in Erebor, the dwarves of Erebor were a mixture of dwarves from Moria, or Khazad-dûm, and dwarves from Belegost and Nogrod. Because after the First Age, during the fall of Beleriand, when it was swallowed up by the waves, the dwarves of Belgrad and Nogros fled their home before it was flooded, and many of them settled in Khazad-dûm, swelling its numbers. And that was one of the biggest architectural and expansions in Khazad-dûm's history. So when Khazad-dûm fell to the Balrog, then obviously many of these dwarves that had been from Belegost and Nogrod joined Durin's exiles to Erebor. though some probably went back to the Blue Mountains to rejoin their kin there. So this just differentiates different kindreds or different family groups, gives some different context instead of painting the same thing over and over and over again. I went through the Hobbit and looked at what the dwarves, what their facial beards were. Fili and Kili had the light yellow beards. Others had brown or silver, like blue-gray. But I think I did a really good job painting them. They're really badass. I love the Grimhammers in the Hobbit movies. It's too bad you couldn't see more of them. These are what the Iron Hills dwarves should have looked like. I never liked the fact the Iron Hill dwarves were like riding rams and had the ram-pulled chariots with the huge reloadable ballistae. One of Peter Jackson's creations, but the art department at Weta Workshop did a good job with these guys. The only thing I didn't like what I did was the base frocking. I used a different kind of sand. I was trying to find my black sand and I couldn't find it. So I used this. I tried to use like a gravel, like a rock quarry type idea. Didn't look good. I stopped doing it after a couple of attempts. But the Grimhammers could definitely be used in Moria or Khazad-dûm and in Erebor or any of the Great Mountains during the dwarf colonies there. I would love to have seen more of this. It's too bad you never got to see in the Peter Jackson movies the Battle of Dale during the War of the Ring. What the Erebor forces would have looked like then. Would have been kind of neat to see. But anyway, all you Middle-earth strategy battle game fans, let me know if you like the design and if what you think of these models. I think they're pretty cool myself. Leave comments in the comment section. Until next time, this has been Roman Daisel.